No external factor or event is efficacious in itself to create any change in you. But how particularly you get affected by a particular situation is dependent on the fact that, how specifically do you take that particular situation? Cause, any particular situation is never taken by any two persons in the same way. A particular event might be highly turbulent for a particular person, and possibly may not affect another person in any way. One or the other time you must have observed in your life, that when you witness a road accident, and it is seen by 50s of people around the road, then some people rapidly move towards them and lend a helping hand, and some of them are just bystanders, whereas some of them get perplexed and feel so mentally unsettled, that it becomes hard for them to stay there anymore. So, here we can understand, that the same event affects different people differently. Now, the question arises here is that, why the same situation affects so differently on two different persons? In fact, the people who moved forward to help the accident victims, they also could have felt perplexed and uneasy on seeing that accident, but their willpower was mightier than that accident, and it could let them suffer any turbulence, unlike those who felt very uneasy seeing that accident, and couldn't stop themselves leaving from that place. Besides this, in our lives, we encounter such uncountable experiences, where patients suffering from any critical disease gave up all hopes of being cured, and eventually their condition began to deteriorate, cause the condition there started getting worsened, due to the negative energy of their thought process of not being able to be cured. And contrary to this, people suffering from an unmanageable disease kept on getting better and better by dint of their positive standpoint, and this assumption that they were constantly being cured, whereas, on the medical grounds, many of such cases were really unmanageable, but the positive energy, or the willpower of those patients, outrightly turned the table. About the word energy, most of us know that the entire existence around us is made of energy, and this energy could be in any form. Unlike olden time, now it has been admitted by scientists that matter never existed in the universe, but what we see in the form of matter is also the static form of energy, and that's why, here one thing can be inferred very easily, that it is possible to be only the energy that can make the greatest impact on us, unlike anything else, cause. Entire existence is energy. Most of the people who don't understand the secret of energy, generally they evaluate any sort of success or failure by two possible ways. The first is efforts, wherein they include two notions. One of them is a particular way of doing something, which could be right or wrong, and another point is labor, that means, to be successful, if someone has done required labor or not. And now, the second way of evaluation is the conditions or the circumstances around them, which some of the people take as availability of resources, and those who are totally fatalist, they name it as destiny. So, people of one of these two categories believe that, if the right efforts have been made, or if the way of doing a particular thing is right, then success is assured, and besides that, back-breaking labor is also a key to success. And this principle belongs to those who believe in the theory of karma, for whom there is no word like faith or destiny exists, but it is not the same with another category, cause they opine that, for doing anything, circumstances being favorable is must. They think that, in the absence of favorable circumstances, every type of effort might go in vain, and, if the circumstances are favorable, then even an arduous task can be performed with ease. And the interesting thing that we see in life around us is that, both of these theories can be seen pervasive everywhere. None of these two theories can be affirmed as right or wrong, both of them are logical in themselves, but the principle of energy that we were discussing before in accordance with that principle, both of these theories are not primary, but secondary. We can understand it through a very simple example. We all must have noticed in our lives that, if we plunge into a particular enterprise reluctantly, that means, if we are loath to do something, then, neither we can succeed in that by doing it laboriously, not by having required resources, and not even when circumstances are favorable to us. But yes, certainly these positive circumstances may be supportive to us, but that support would be secondary, and not primary. Cause, what is primary, is very much missing here, and that is your willpower. If a particular thing has been started reluctantly by you, then no matter how hard you try, the direction of energy would always be against your desired results. Although, it's very much possible that you would be able to accomplish that task, and let's even assume that you would be successful in that task, but yet, one thing is here that one should not forget, and that is, you have to pay for this success more than it's worth, which is absolutely infeasible. Cause, you have managed to get this success by confronting a negative energy, and it clearly means going against the flow. You can keep going against the flow as per your own capacity, but certainly it would be a nonsensical decision. A mighty willpower has the ability to generate such kind of miraculous results, which can't even be imagined by a person having feeble willpower. With the might of the energy of willpower, there have been many people who subdued their body and brain, and successfully managed to attain a physical situation where, in spite of suffering from a heavy body pain, they didn't have to suffer that pain, as, through their willpower, they changed the direction of energy from the place of sensitivity or pain. Our thoughts have incredible energy, and a person who has mighty willpower is able to create such an efficacy of energy of thoughts around himself that it turns the circumstances around him in his favor. Most of us must have heard about law of attraction, based on which uncountable books and videos are available today. Law of attraction works on a simple principle, and that principle is, a particular type of thought attracts the same type of result. It is exactly like a radio frequency that transmits from a radio station. We can receive it by a frequency receiver being located at some other place as well. This radio frequency, which is released from a radio station, has a specific structure of energy, which can be traced easily by adjusting the radio device at the same frequency. According to the law of energy, we all know this very well, that energy is converted from one form to another form, and the same principle of radio frequency is applicable on our real life as well. Thoughts that are released by humans are also in the form of energy, and, in the way energy of radio frequency is converted into sound with the help of a speaker, in the same way, the energy of thoughts are manifested in the form of results, and a person with strong willpower successfully creates an amazing effect of energy around him and converts the circumstances favorable to him.